Greetings, Cyberdogs and citizens of the interwebs. This is ReNDoG coming at you in another episode of Minecraft Survival from the Hermitcraft server. We're kicking things off today, my friends, from the newly installed foundations of the HRN Circle line that runs east across Hermit Island. And this line, of course, runs all the way through what is potentially the most neglected district of Hermit Island, known as the Futuristic District. Not much happening out here at the moment, but I'm very pleased to announce that, as you can see off camera, the ReNDoG had now been hard at work laying down some foundations for what is going to become the Circle line all the way out here in the east. This is a very important part of the HRN project. Of course, this is the line that is going to be connecting one of the far-reaching corners of Hermit Island to Grand Central Station, and more importantly, this line is eventually going to be connecting everybody who lives out there in the yonder, which includes Grian, Mumbo, and Azuma. Their bases are all the way out there in the ocean. This is going to be the line that will connect them onto Hermit Island. So a pretty important part of the HRN project, and I've spent the last couple days or so laying down these foundations. Now, I've had to redo these a couple of times because, of course, the purpose of the HRN is to give the user a great view of what is going on across Hermit Island, to sort of show off the work that the Hermits are doing on the island. But at the same time, we don't want to get in the way of any important builds or anything like that. And I ran into a little bit of trouble over there near the medieval district when I was working on that line, but we'll take a quick look at that. As you can see, this line is going to go all the way here into the modern district, and there's going to be a lovely little bridge over here crossing over the road that takes us to the visitor center, and we're probably going to have to do some sort of a subway system over here that's going to take us down into the modern district station, which will be next to the post office over here. And well, this is where it gets a little bit tricky. Let's take to the air here so that I can explain what's going on. Over the last couple months, I think I was actually away when this decision was made, but we've actually decided to extend the shopping district into a small section of the medieval district over here, and that has been outlined by these smooth stone blocks over here, right? This is going to all be shopping district to give us a little bit more space to work with, but it's very important, of course, that whatever we build out here for the HRN doesn't mess with that, and the first version of this foundation ran directly through the middle of the new shopping district, which is not ideal for any future business plans of the Hermits out here. So what I did was I shifted the line a little bit to the left here, closer to the G-Team Water Purification Center, and the purpose of this particular part of the Circle line is to give the user of the line, or the traveler, a great view of what has transpired here on the Hermitcraft server over the last few months ago, or over the last few weeks, should I say. And well, this was the place where probably the most awesome battle of Hermitcraft history went down a couple of days ago. What an absolutely magnificent time we all had, and I believe Azuma's actually building a wall around this whole thing to preserve the area as a part of Hermitcraft history. But I hope you guys out there enjoyed that final battle. I had an absolute blast. It was so amazing. Floating down with llamas with Doc, man. One of my favorite moments in my 3 years here on Hermitcraft. I absolutely loved it. By the way, how cool is this line? It actually runs directly in the center of the sun, too, as you're traveling in the westerly direction here. I think that's really cool. It's absolutely amazing view. But yeah, this line, or this is going to be the Circle line, of course. The Circle line is going to be traveling all the way through here, giving us a great view of the Hermitcraft Civil War battlefront. And we're going to take a bit of a turn over here and eventually end up connecting to the medieval district station, which is over there. So great amount of work that I've done out here. I think it's looking really, really sweet. This whole part of the Circle line is now starting to take form and take shape. Last episode we had a look at the western side of the Circle line that runs all the way up to the industrial district station over there. But yeah, slowly but surely the lines are coming to life. It's starting to actually look like a railway system now, finally. And what I really like about this section of the line is that we've created a natural boundary between the war zone and the new shopping district over here. I think that works out really good. But yeah, speaking of the Hermitcraft Civil War, of course, things are coming to an end on that side of things, or should I say things have come to an end. The Civil War is now over. Congratulations to G-Team for winning the final battle with some insane decoy strategies, using iJevan as a little bit of a decoy for us and drawing us away from the base so that Grian could sneak in and steal the last flag. What an absolutely epic battle it was. But now that the Civil War is over, guys, we can start returning to some normality around here on the Hermitcraft server. And, well, starting with cleaning up a little bit of the prankage that went down last year. And I'm going to kick off today's episode with cleaning up the Grand Central Station over here, getting rid of this prank that Falsey and Green did on me. I think it's about time we return Grand Central to its former glory. What do you guys think? Grand Central Station. After months of being covered with the treacherous death trap and some Concorp bird poop, it's finally looking real good, guys. Finished the cleanup, got rid of all of Green and Falsey's nonsense. The place looking beautiful, man. Look at this place, dudes. It's looking absolutely fantastic. Restored to its former glory, I might add, aside from these disgusting pumpkins that our favorite Swedish potato left us while I was busy cleaning up here. I thought we could do something pretty cool together now, guys, because Grand Central has never looked so good. And maybe what we could do is imitate what it might be like for a commuter to travel in from the Western Line. The Western Line is probably the most awesome of the lines that we've made here in this project, and I recently finished this one. So why don't we go from all the way at the back of the Western Line, all the way back into Grand Central to have a little bit of a feel of what it might look like. Hello? Hello? What is that? Okay. I've just recently installed Optifine, so that's probably some sort of a glitch. What the frick is going on here, man? Okay, anyway, let's go all the way around the corner here so we can start running from here. Hello? Pickle? Wait a minute. There's nobody online. Is somebody messing with me right now? This is a dead end. There's absolutely no... Okay, Pickle? What? I'm confused. Now this, my friends, is a very curious development indeed. I was just about to make my way over to the industrial district to work a little bit more on the log factory when I decided to pop my head onto the butt barge to see if there had been any restocking of logs. And take a look at this. It looks like Concorp has finally decided to retract themselves from the log business here on the Hermitcraft server, which is great news for Big Logz Incorporated, of course, but I feel that this move requires a little bit of a token of solidarity from Big Logz Incorporated. You know, our two factions have been at war over the logs for the last 6 months, and this is bringing that war to an end, which is great news for us, but I do feel that we owe Concorp a little something for actually doing this. You know, Concorp don't usually give up on things, or should I say they don't usually, move out of areas that they are interested in, should we put it that way. And I think for that, we do need to say a thank you to our friends over at Concorp. So I got a little bit of a plan over here. With the kindest regards from Big Logz Inc. to Concorp. In gratitude of your closing of the butt barge, Big Logz Incorporated is happy to offer this token of solidarity and friendship to thank you for your retraction from the log industry on Hermit Island. This token can be claimed at any time for one job of reasonable hard labor, courtesy of Big Logz Incorporated. Need yourself some digging, some mining, some cleaning up? We got you. Terms and conditions apply. Big Logz Incorporated reserves the right to void this token should your hard labor request be deemed unreasonable by the Board of Log Directors. Please contact ReNDoG CEO to arrange your claim. You know, one of the things I love most about Minecraft, guys, is that whenever I feel like I'm running out of juice or running out of inspiration and have no ideas on what to do in this game, all you need is one glorious view of the sunrise to remind you of how insanely epic this game is. I'm seeing the foundation lines of the HRN here from this view, and it is just so inspirational. I cannot wait to get all of these lines built up and finished and get some rail carts running around Hermit Island. It is going to be so freaking sweet, man. Oh, and speaking of inspiration, take a look at what I've been doing out here in the industrial district for the last few days. It is, of course, the Big Logz Incorporated log factory, built by impulse and being pimped out by me, the ReNDoG. I've been working on a bit of an exterior design here for the heart of our log business, and it's coming together quite nicely. I've gone with pure wood for this design. Last episode we were discussing about the fact that the majority of this area is very, very stone and grey dominated, and I'd like to bring in a little bit of color around this place, which is going to help to make all of the buildings around it pop, and make this building, of course, pop out too. So I've been going with a little bit of a simple design, I suppose. You know, one of the interesting things about the new Minecraft textures is that they don't really lend themselves very well to block variation, but they do look very good when you just use the same block over and over again. I think they've done pretty well on that side of things. And as you can see, the spruce planks look really great here with the new dark oak wood textures. And I've gone for these sort of triple bay window designs over here with some what are these things called? Things that add depth into windows. Windowsills, that's the one. Listen guys, I had a bit of a late night last night, okay? I only got to bed at 3 o'clock or so. I was hanging out with Iskall, so my brain isn't quite functioning at full speed today. But yeah, the place is looking really, really good. Oops. See previous statement. Let me bring you up here to the top of it, and we can have a look at it from up here. So yeah, very, very simple design. What I've managed to do is keep it as symmetrical as possible. So in between the support pillars here, we've got 7 blocks, keeping it nice and on the odd number so that you can do some really cool stuff when you build facades and whatnot. Now, one of the challenges that I've been having here with this build, guys, is making sure that no blocks touch any slime anywhere. And well, it looks like I might have done a little bit of a derp over here, so let's get that one out the way. I really don't want to break Impulse's amazing factory here while I've been working on this, but I still have quite a lot of work to do on getting this whole thing fired up. And you know, one of the interesting things about this build that I've discovered is that like sort of a little section of it bleeds over onto this platform over here, which I suppose isn't ideal, but I think when Impulse was setting up the farm itself, he probably didn't anticipate how far out these little bits would jut and stuff. So we're going to have a little bit of an interesting design on this side of things, I think. But I think one of the most difficult things to work out for this particular build is exactly what the roof is going to look like. I've been having a look at a couple of designs for roofs, and I think what we're going to go for is some sort of like a lumber mill type design where we won't have these really cool sort of Roman roofs that we see over here at the moment, you know, these really triangular roofs. I think what we'll try and go for is more of like a roof that almost looks a little bit like a barn, I suppose. Let me throw up a picture here to show you exactly what I'm thinking. The trouble with that design in particular is that this is a very large scale build. If we just get a little bit of airtime over here, we can actually see how big it actually is. So yeah, you know, that's a really massive building over there. It's almost a square also with the little finger jutting out on this side, which is going to make things a little bit more tricky when it comes to setting up the roof. But I thought what we could do today is try and get the final height of the walls, you know, set up here for our log factory. And unfortunately, it's going to actually have to be pretty high, considering that's the top of Impulse's factory. And that means we're going to have to go all the way up to around, well, here's going to be the top of the factory, probably even one more block there. And then we're going to need a little bit of height for the roof itself. So we're probably going to have to give ourselves, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... yeah, maybe 5 blocks worth of height for the roof. So if we just go over here and have a look at how much height we're going to be taking up here for the build, that's, I guess, pretty reasonable. It's not too bad. And maybe we can just have like a nice big barn roof over here, something like that. That could work out pretty good. I don't know, I'm going to have to experiment with this. But for today, I want to add another tier over here. So this is sort of the bottom floor of the building, I suppose. And I want to add another tier over here. But I want to kind of make a staggered version of this. Instead of making another window that's this size, I think maybe what I'll try and do is make a different design for the windows. And I was thinking a little something like this, right? Maybe we could have the second floor being made up of smaller windows instead of those 3 long ones like that, right? We could sort of break them up like so and have smaller windows like this. What's happening? There we go. Something like that, right? On the second level. That could work out pretty cool. But guys, I'm going to get my coffee going because clearly my brain isn't functioning at full speed today, and let's see what we can do out here. So I've been working on the walls of our log factory out here for the last hour or so, guys, and I've just realized how much I enjoy making buildings in Minecraft. You know, there is a certain satisfaction in Minecraft when the build that you're working on is all about symmetry, where everything that you do literally just becomes a rhythm, right? As you can see, I'm currently working on the second design, or the second level of this wall design, should I say, and now that I've sort of figured out the design that I want, all I need to do is go all the way around and in a very rhythmic fashion, just place those blocks down and make each of the segments look exactly the same. And well, it's turning out pretty good. What do you guys think about this? It's very different to the rest of the industrial district around here, that I will say, and it's kind of got almost like a pirate ship feel to it. It kind of reminds me of a pirate ship or something, but I am very pleased with the way that it's turning out. I think the thing that is going to sort of tie the room together, so to speak, with this particular build is going to be the roof. That's going to be the most important thing here for the build. I mean, the walls are fairly straightforward to make here, and I kind of like these little windows, and I've put some dark oak wood fences in them too. But yeah, it's just been kind of almost like a therapeutic exercise today, really, just chilling here. I've been listening to some music, you know, getting lost in my own thoughts, just a chilling, thinking about life, thinking about what's going on around me. And you know, that's one of the wonderful things about this game, guys. It's a great way to sort of escape what's going on in your life, and to sort of spend a little bit of time with yourself, do a little bit of introspection and whatnot, while you just go into autopilot, right? Which is basically what symmetrical builds in Minecraft are. It's literally brain going into autopilot, which is kind of failing right now. Looks like I need to get some oil up in this autopilot, man. What the freak? Well, it certainly has been a very interesting episode today, guys. Lots of really weird stuff going on here on Hermit Island, and I hope you guys enjoyed it, man. I'm just doing the last of the block placing here for the walls of our log factory. The build has come together quite nicely. I'm pretty happy with how it's turned out, and I'm particularly happy with the way that the new plank textures here look in Minecraft 1.13. I'm starting to really like these colors. This is the first time this season that we've done a lot of work with wood. Even though we are the masters of loggage, we actually haven't really used wood at all this season to build stuff, really, other than the Stacks for Stacks tavern here and there. But yeah, take a look at this, guys. It is looking pretty sweet. Got the second floor up and running, looking real good, and I really like the fact that there's a different style of windows between the second floor and the bottom floor. And I gotta say, man, this building is coming together really good. I'm kind of worried about the roof though. No idea how I'm going to pop a roof onto this giant factory. Also, this wall is looking extremely unbuilt right now. Oh, and the major problem that we have with the build right now is that once again, I haven't put an entrance into the place. I'm very bad at adding entrances into buildings, guys. It's just one of my flaws in Minecraft. But we do have this sort of below this climb up the stairs type entrance into the log factory, which maybe we can just work on this and make it look a little bit better. But yeah, my friends, that's going to do it from me today. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed it, you know what to do. You smack that freaking like button like nobody's business, baby. If you haven't subscribed yet, well, now's a good time to hit the subscribe button too, and don't forget to jingle jangle that notification bell, my dudes. We'll smell you all in the next episode.